Hi team, it's 1 minute to go till the live team training starts. I'm here. There is a few second delay on my screen so I can actually see any comments, but if you are here, can you give me a thumbs up or a heart or something like that? So I'm going to be recording this, so you might be watching me live on Facebook, or this might be on Facebook as a recording, or even on YouTube, and I'm going to explain how it's all going to work in a moment, but I'm just waiting to see who has arrived. So it's always tricky when we're waiting for technology, so and it's not coming up, so I'm just going to refresh my page and see if I'm there. I'm here, yay, okay. Oh, I've got comments and everything. So let's see. Okay, so Kate's here, Daphne's here, Rosie's here, Lynn's here. Brilliant. Okay. So the technology is working. I'm actually in shop, which is really good. And it's exactly 7:30. So I'm going to get started. Okay. So, welcome to our first online live training. I'm a little bit excited. I'm also a little bit nervous, but I'm sure you'll all be lovely. I have got my phone, which I'm talking to you on, and I've also got my iPad. So if you kind of see my eyes darting around, it's because I'm looking at the comments as well. So I said I would explain how it's all going to work. If you are watching me live on Facebook, you can't pause me or rewind me or anything right now. What you kind of see is what you're going to get, and if you have to pop out and make a cup of tea or something like that, then I'm afraid you just kind of have to pick up where we are at. But after the video is finished, after the live video is finished, you will be able to watch it in Facebook almost straight away as soon as it's uploaded. And that you can pause and rewind. Equally, if you are watching me on YouTube, the link there I'll be emailing out tomorrow, which will be Friday. And you'll be able to pause and rewind me completely. Okay. So I hope that all makes sense. Hooray! Okay, so let me just see. I'm just going to scroll up. So Lavinia's here, Chris is here, Jenny's here, Rosie's here, Ellie's here, James here. Wow. Okay. Lots of you are here. I'm so excited. This is a huge number of people joining in with the training, and I'm going to be emailing you out as well after this to see if this is something that you want to do on a regular basis. And that doesn't mean I'm going to stop the live training, the in-person training as well. But I think a kind of mixture might work really well. Okay, so let's get into the training section first, and then we'll get into the making section. So I have notes. If you have questions, pop them in the comment box. I will try and pick them up as they kind of scroll up. It depends how chatty you all are as to how I actually pick them up. If I don't see them, feel free to put it in again, and I will read it out and reply to it if I see it. If I don't see it at the end of the live stream, I'll go back and comment on all the comments. Does that make sense? Eleanor's here as well. Sally's here. Well done. Amanda's here. Brilliant. Okay. So this sort of training element, I'm hoping is going to be about 20-25 minutes. And I'm hoping that it's going to be useful for you, whether you are your own best customer, or whether you are a business builder, or whether you're kind of somewhere in between. We are at kind of a bit of a weird part of the year. So we've got On Stage next weekend, And if you're new and don't know what OnStage is, it's a live event that happens twice a year in April and November. And we're going to see the brand new annual 2018-2019 catalogue, which launches in June. Now, I kind of feel all a bit weird about this because it's March and I'm talking about a new annual catalogue that doesn't launch till June, and it's March and it was snowing last week, and June is the summer. So it seems to be this really quite long time we've got in between kind of now and when the catalogue launches. And it can be a bit of a tricky time. So what I actually want to talk about is some hints and tips for you of how you can keep your business going during that time, how you can support your customers and your team members and things as well. So let's talk about OnStage first. It's next weekend. We will get to see the catalogue in all its glory. And the catalogue will actually launch for anyone who doesn't go to the event on the Monday, which I think is the 9th. Now, we will be in a media blackout, so for those of you that aren't coming, please, please, please don't ask us to divulge any information because we won't be allowed to. And we really want to, but we're not allowed. So just respect that until the ban's lifted, and then you'll see everything anyway. So that's the first thing. The retiring list will be issued shortly after that, and I don't actually know when it's going to be launched. Nobody's told us yet, but invariably it's going to be fairly quickly after that. In other Stampin' Up news, I'm hoping that every week you check on the demonstrator website on a Tuesday when we have news and notes, and Stampin' Up send us an email on a Tuesday, but also on the demonstrator website there's news there as well. Now, it's really important that you check at least once a week. Some of us check multiple times a day, but I appreciate that not everyone's got the time or the inclination to do that, but do check in on the demonstrator website at least once a week, if not 2 or 3 times a week. At this time of year, with the new catalogue about to launch, there can be updates kind of scattered around as well as on the Tuesday. So do check in. Now, blends. Blends have been withdrawn from sale. I'm really sad about that, and I know many of you are, and I'm sure wholeheartedly that Stampin' Up is as well. But they were in an impossible situation where they were either all going to go on back order, or they just couldn't meet the demand. So it's a difficult situation. If you've got customers that want them, all you can tell them is that they've been so popular, they've had to try and meet the demand, and the best way to do that is to switch it off for now. So explain to them when they're going to be available and try and convince them to buy something else instead. Celebration. Okay, last chance celebration. We've got 3 days, 2 days. Saturday is your last day. So what I want you all to do is to go onto the demonstrator website, not now because you're looking at training now, but in a little while, and go into the celebration section and look for this. And this is at the bottom of the celebration page. And this is the demonstrator rewards. So there are recruiting rewards if you recruit 1 or 2 demonstrators during celebration, and then there are your sales. And what I want you to do is to check to see where you're at with your sales and with your recruiting. Don't miss out on getting an extra stamp set because you're just below a level. So check it. And what Stampin' Up have done on the reports on the front page of the demonstrator website, what they've done is they've put what your total is for your celebration sales. So you don't even have to work it out, it's there. So check that, and if you need a little bump in your sales, then get that through before the end of Celebration. Okay, so that is kind of updates of Stampin' Up. So now I'm going to talk about the new catalogue, preparations for the new catalogue, what you should be doing now, what you shouldn't be doing now. I have put out on my blog a notice and an email to all my customers that I think we are going to get a colour refresh. Now, I have had no official communication from Stampin' Up, and I don't know for certain because I haven't been given that information. But it's been 5 years since Stampin' Up changed or colour refreshed. And they said every 3 to 5 years. So it's 5 years. So I would be so surprised if they don't do a colour refresh. And if you weren't here last time, this is how it works. Basically, they move the colours around. So they might move colours from different colour families and change them around. For instance, Perfect Plum was in the subtles. It moved to Regals last time. They will get rid of some colours and then they will bring in new colours. Now, they could be completely new, or they could be colours that we've had as in colours previously. I, for one, am hoping that Always Artichoke goes and Mossy Meadow comes in. But what I would say to you is we haven't had any information about it. When we get information, colours are going to go. So if you've got ink pads that you don't have re-inkers for and they're your favourite colours, please put in an order for some re-inkers. If you know that your customers don't necessarily buy re-inkers, talk to them about it, explain that we think it's coming but we don't know for sure. So it's a bit of a tricky one because you are encouraging people to spend money, but there is nothing worse than having a customer with an ink pad that they can't get a re-inker for. So do kind of encourage people to do that. And to be honest, when people are buying ink pads, I try and get them to buy a re-inker at the same time anyway. So it's a really good kind of sales thing to do. Okay, I'm turning my page with my notes. Okay, right, so a few survival tips. A new catalogue is going to mean that things are going to retire. And over the last few years, about a quarter to a third of the stamp sets have gone from the annual catalogue. And it's always quite distressing when you take the stamps off your shelves and realise that, you know, you're not going to be able to use those and demonstrate with those anymore. Now, I always see it as an opportunity to kind of have a bit of a shake-up with what I've got. And I suggest that you do put them to one side. I'm sorry, I'm just checking here. Okay, so Jackie's having problems with her phone not playing on the video. Okay, so you're going to try your computer. That's good. Brilliant. Okay, so everyone else is okay. Right, so I'll carry on. So stamp sets. You're going to have to, once things are retired, you can demonstrate with them up until they're actually no longer available for sale. And the problem is that you don't know whether or not, looking forwards, whether or not whether the stamp set is going to be available in 2 weeks when you've got your class. So it's tricky. It makes things more difficult for us as we're doing events. So if you can design your projects with stamp sets that aren't retiring, that is perfect. Okay. If you don't have any that aren't retiring, or you don't have enough, then do use them, but spend a little bit of time looking at stamps in the catalogue that you know are staying, and think about what other stamp sets would work. So for instance, if you're designing a card with sheltering tree, and we discover in a couple of weeks that it's retiring, then try another tree stamp. So maybe Lovely as a Tree, or one of the other stamp sets. You don't have to have it, but just say to your customers, I've made it with this one, but I'm afraid it's now retired and it's sold out. But you could do exactly the same project using this stamp set, and just have a list. That will really help your customers see that they can use different stamps. Does that, hopefully that makes sense. If you can kind of give me a thumbs up or a response or something, that would be really good, because that would help. If I'm making sense, I'm hoping that I am making sense anyway. Okay, so design. Oh yeah, you see, I've got lots of thumbs up now. Thank you. Okay, and Jenny's saying it does make sense, so that is fabulous. Okay, so the other thing with your stamps that are retiring, don't think that they can't earn you money. Don't think that they can't be helpful or useful. They can be and they will be, but I will talk about that right at the very end. So long as I've got time. If not, then I will talk about them in the next training video. Okay, so as well as stamps, so stamps will retire, but designer series paper will retire, ribbon will retire, accessories will retire. So right now, what you need to be doing is putting them on all your projects. And that's why all the projects that I'm making today all focus on DSP, because you've got a great opportunity, firstly, to use up some of your stash, but secondly, to encourage your customers to purchase designer paper and accessories, either from the retiring list or from the regular list, and for them to use their own stash. Because actually, the more stash they use, the more they'll be coming to you to buy some more as well. So using your ribbon, your DSP and your accessories is a really good plan, particularly at the moment. Now, I know it's always tempting when you see a sale for you to go out and buy things. So you're going to see some stamp sets that are going to be reduced on the retired list, and you're going to see pattern paper that's going to be reduced on the retired list. And I understand, think, oh yeah, it's a bargain, I'm going to get that. The problem is, if you buy things that are retired or retiring, you can't show them to your customers because they won't be able to purchase them. And it's all well and good thinking, oh, well, I'll keep it for, just for me. My worry is that then you'll have a cupboard full of stamps that are just for you, and only a few stamps that are current and therefore available for you to make projects and for your customers to see them. So I would really urge caution in buying anything from the retired list. Save up your money for the new stuff. Okay. Right. So I'm just going to just quick check on my notes. And check in. Thank you, Sally. Well, Hannah and Liz are both saying I'm making perfect sense, which I'm really grateful for. And then Sally says, it's so clear. I've written it down to pass it on to my team. That's fabulous. Okay, I'm going to go back to my notes now. Okay. So one of the other things that I do at this time of year is I focus on fancy folds and boxes and bags and 3D items. And again, that's why you've got a fancy fold that we're going to do later on today, and we've got a 3D item that we're going to do. Again, because I get worried that I'm going to have all retired stamps and I'm going to have nothing to show the customers. So I do kind of focus on projects that don't need a huge amount of stamps, or I can use different stamps with. Okay, so as a point of action, what you need to be doing is setting a catalogue launch date with your customers. So the catalogue launches on the 1st of June. I usually do my catalogue launch the weekend before that. That's actually a bank holiday. It's also my birthday. So I'm not doing it then. And then the weekend before, the Queen seems to be having, you know, a royal wedding. So I'm actually doing my event on the 12th of May, which is really early. And absolutely, I don't think you should be doing it then. I think you should be doing it the weekend after the launch in June. What you need to think about is your customers and how best you're going to get those catalogues into your customers' hands. So, are your customers local mainly, or are they long distance? Do you do events at home, or do you do events in a hall? Or, you know, do they sort of gather around your kitchen table, or what kind of events do you do? And think about the best type of events that you do, and think about what you can do to get those catalogues into your customers' hands. Now, every year I do a sale with my customers, and you remember I said put your stamps in a box. Your retired stamps in a box. Well, that's what I do. And every year I do a bog off sale. Now, basically what I do is I price all my stamps at full retail value. And yes, they are well loved, covered in ink stamps. But if they cost me £25, I put £25 on the stamp set. And then what I do is I let my customers pick from those stamp sets, and they can have the equivalent amount of product from the new catalogue. So if they pick £50 worth of stamps, they order and pay for £50 worth of products from the new catalogue. Now, the reason that I do that is those stamps aren't helping me anymore because I can't use them. So I could sell them on eBay, and I might get half price for them. I could sell them to my customers and get the same, get £10 or £15 for the stamp sets. And that's what I did originally. And what happened was I got cash money in, and I could use that money to buy new stamps, but I wasn't getting sales from the new catalogue straight away, and that's what I wanted. So by doing it this way, with them being able to take free stuff, so they think, you know, they're getting a brilliant deal, what I'm then doing is I'm getting sales straight away from the new catalogue. They place the order immediately. And that's giving me a real boost. And I am the hostess of that event. So if I sell £500 worth of product, firstly, my house isn't cluttered with all my retired stamps. Secondly, I'm the hostess of a £500 party, which means I'm going to get about £100 worth of hostess goodies. That's fabulous, because that means that I can use that on new stamps. Now, if you want more details of how I do my bog off, then put a message in the comments, and what I will do is I will put some more information out there for you. Now, Liz Shannon does this a little bit differently. She does it the same as Celebration. So if they spend £45, they get to pick one item from her lovely loot of retired stuff. So you might want to do it that way. There are lots of kind of different options, and equally you might decide that selling them at half price is the way you want to go. But do make them work for you. Don't sit on them and hoard them, because you need space for new stuff. Right, I've got quite a few comments coming through, so I'm just going to quickly look at those. Hannah, you will have customers. It's going to happen. Okay, so Jane's having problems with her internet. Jane, I'm really sorry. Unfortunately, the internet is just a dodgy thing sometimes, and maybe it'll come back in a minute. Kate's saying she's got no team and 2 customers, and now she's got 2 team members and customers as well. Lavinia wants more information about the bog off, which I can't say. Yes, it's okay to do the catalogue launch the week before. Yes, you can do that, Lynn. That's fine. That's good. Okay. Yes, right. Brian brought me a cup of tea a minute ago, so I'm just going to slurp my tea and then keep going. Okay. So I've talked about not buying retired stuff, getting rid of your retired stuff, being sort of generous with your designer series paper and your ribbon and all of those things. The next thing I actually want to talk to you about is consistency. Now, it's really important, once we see the new catalogue, we're going to be going, woo, bright and shiny new stuff. And we're really excited about that. And that's a good thing. It's a really good thing that we're excited. And we can order things on pre-order. And we can get our new stuff. But our customers can't till the 1st of June. And what you don't want to be doing is giving them or letting them see all of the new stuff whilst you've still got another 6 weeks of the current catalogue to go. You want them to still be buying things. You don't want them to be put off thinking, oh, new stuff's coming. You want them to carry on. So make sure that you've got events running all the way through. If you do classes and that sort of thing, make sure that you're still posting current things on your blog, on Facebook. You can show new stuff. I'm not saying don't show it. But what I'm saying is make sure that you're showing current things as well and encouraging people to purchase things from the current book as well. And hopefully, if there's some reductions on the retired list, hopefully that will help with your sales as well. Okay, now tomorrow there will be a business basics video that Michelle Last has done, and that is actually about consistency. So that's actually perfect timing, really. So I'll be putting that into the group as well, so you can see that. That's just a really it's a good 20-minute video, that's all. But it's about being consistent and how important it is really with your business. Okay, so I think that is all the training bit. Oh wow, look at that. 3 minutes to 8. I'm 3 minutes finished early. That's really cool. So has anybody got any questions about what I've kind of said so far? And Ellie, I'm afraid Brian can't magic tea, and Kate's drinking wine, so that's good. Hannah's saying she's loving the business videos, more in-depth ones please. Yeah, there will be some more in-depth ones coming, Hannah. But the 16 that we've done for the Business Basics video series, we've purposely kept them short, so that it's just a little taster of things. When we've done them all, then I think what will happen is we'll look at what topics people want more of. Okay, so what I'm actually going to do now is ask you, have you got your raffle tickets? Oh, did you remember to find your raffle tickets? So Yeah, and your curly whirlies. Who has got a curly whirly? I've got a curly whirly. I can't believe it. So many of you ate your curly whirlies the second they arrived. Okay. Yeah, who's got their curly whirlies? Yes, any curly whirlies? Yeah, you see. Actually, if I'm truly honest, I've got about 6 of them. If you're on Weight Watchers, there's 6 points. I don't know what they are on Slimming World, but it's the same as a large glass of wine. So, you know, take your pick, curly whirly or a large glass of wine. Good, that's, yeah, Katie's still got hers. Yes, Lynn, you can eat your curly whirly now. Brilliant, no curly whirly. Okay, right, that's fine. You can eat the curly whirly now. So, raffle tickets. Okay, so I've got a few prizes to give away. And look, this is a one of the small cases. And I've put all the raffle tickets in here. Now, I appreciate that not everybody is watching this live. So, there's a possibility that I'm going to draw raffle tickets and nobody's going to be able to claim them because they're either not watching live or they're going to watch it on YouTube. So, when you do watch the video, if your raffle ticket is called and you're not here, then what I want you to do is put a message here on Facebook or email me if you're watching on YouTube and let me know what your raffle ticket number is and I will send you your prize. So, another shake. And, oh, would you like to see what the prize is first? Let's see. So, first up I have a cable knit texture dynamic embossing folder, which I really like. Can you see that? Okay. And so the raffle ticket is number 915. I'm hoping that's going to actually show up the right way round. I'm just holding it up to the camera and checking. Yeah, okay. So do we have 915? I'm watching for the comments to see if anyone's claiming. Lee, does that mean you've got that ticket? You need to reply. Okay, but it's okay because I have another one. I have another thing. Ooh, okay. So, oh yeah. Chris, sorry. Thank you. Yes. 195, not 915. Yeah. Okay. You can actually see the right number. Yeah, I read it wrong. Yeah, I know. Okay. Yeah, it's 195. No. It was bound to go wrong. Okay. I'm gonna draw another one now. So this is for the scattered sequins, and it is 233. Okay. Right. So it doesn't look like those people are there, and I'm just getting lots and lots of smiley faces. Oh, Brenda, which one are you? This one? You need to shout, Brenda, because I don't know. Okay, I'm going to grab a pen, which is the only thing that I don't have. Ah. Oh, got one. Yay! Brenda's the winner of that one. Marvellous. Fabulous, Brenda. That's coming in the post to you. Okay, and we'll just wait and see who 195 is. Okay. Right, so what am I going to do now? I am going to turn the camera around. Now this is going to be fun, so I'm pleased that you're all laughing with me, because what I've got to do is I've got to change the angle and everything with the camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a post-it note over the camera bit, move all of my wires around, so all you're going to see is green. And then once I've got it all set up, then I'll carry on. I'll keep talking to you, but you just won't be able to see anything, because if I try and do it whilst you're watching, you're going to get seasick. Okay, and I don't want that. So I'm going to cover you over, you're going to go green, and then we'll move, okay? So let's see. Ooh. Right. See, look, that's a really nice shade of green. They're my very posh post-it notes. Right. So I am going to be getting a new piece of software that's going to allow me to do other things and sort out with my screens and things, and hopefully it won't mean that you get seasick. So I'm just going to see. Right, so let's see if the magic of television works. Yay! So, can you see my grid paper? Are we all good? And my fingers. Yes! It works! Hooray! Okay. Right. Yeah? Are we good? Okay. So, because we've managed to do that bit, how about another embossing folder? Ooh. And another ticket. So this one is 212. Let's see if it's showing up the right way around. Yes, it is. 212. 212. Are we okay? So Jackie's saying it's a bit high. Okay. Right, I will bring you down a little bit. I don't want to bring you down too much though. Let's see. Hopefully that is okay. Right. Okay, can you see all of that? I'm just moving the grid paper a little bit just to check. Let's see. Ooh. Okay, my computer is okay. Yeah, we're all right. So, is anybody 212? Yeah. Okay. So the first project that we're going to do is the Night of Navy card with all the millions of punched out little pieces and perennial birthday. Okay, so I'm gonna get started. So in your kit, this is the kit that you would have got. So there should be Night of Navy card blank, envelope, 2 layers, Tranquil Tide layer, millions of punched out things. We need to say thank you to Kimberly because Kimberly sat on the sofa and punched them all out for us. And some buttons. And some linen thread. Okay, so I am going to use my secret weapon, which is the silicone mat. And Tombow, new Tombow. And my ink pads. What else do I need? Acrylic blocks. Okay, so do you want to see the card before we start, or do you want me to make the card? And yeah, I need to know. What would you like? I've got it here. Do you want to see? Yeah, okay. Okay, so here's the card. So this is the card that we're going to make. Okay, so you have more than enough pieces of patterned paper for you to do this card. Okay, so what I want you to get is the piece of Very Vanilla that is slightly smaller than your piece of Tranquil Tide. Okay, so the card's there. So I'm going to put that there. So this is the white piece that you're going to want, and you're going to need to do your stamping on your Very Vanilla piece as well. So I'm just going to use the Tranquil Tide, and ooh, look, 30 seconds in and I've got ink all over my finger. So the first thing I'm going to say is I have stopped putting the labels on my Clearmount stamps. It's been driving me mad for a while. I am ever hopeful that Stampin' Up! Are going to fix the cling on these, but I've found that it just works brilliantly if you leave the labels off. Okay, so the only trick I would say is when you're stamping words, just make sure you check it on your grid paper first. Okay, I'm hoping that I'm not going to end up with my head in the camera shot. So I'm stamping my happy birthday there on my Very Vanilla layer. And then I'm going to use some dimensionals. And I'm going to put this down. Okay. So I put this one down first because this is how you are going to manage to put all of your other pieces. So you want that one down in the right place to begin with. Now I've used, I don't know what the men's paper stack is actually. I can't remember what it's called. But I've basically taken the colours from that and put them into the card blanks. But you can do this with anything. So any of your pattern DSPs are going to work, and that will really help, certainly using your DSP, but also showing your customers the value that they can have. Liz has just said that she puts an arrow Sharpie on her word stamps so that she knows which way is up. So that's a top tip there from Liz. Okay, so what I do is I find my different patterns and I just start layering them up. And the reason I'm doing it on the silicone mat is because I tend to get glue everywhere. Oh, Sally puts T for top on hers as well. So this first one here is going to go there in the corner. So I'm going to put Tombow here and then pop that down. And what you're looking for is this long line here and this long line here. They should be parallel. And pop that down. Then I'm going to, oh, that one's got glasses on it. I like that. So I'm going to put that there. And so then I'm going to do the next one. And don't worry about these overlaps. We'll deal with that in a minute. Ooh, let's have some bow ties there. Well, I'm going going to show you my fingers in a second. Hang on. Look, I've only had the ink pad open like 30 seconds. Right. Okay. I'm going to move that over there out of the way. Next one, let's get a bit of Tranquil Tide on there. So that's that one. Ooh, I like that one too. So how are you doing? Are you following along or are you just watching? That's my question. Put that one there. So you'll see it comes together really quite quickly. So I'm going to put a blue one there. Okay, let's pop that there. Have a stripy one there. Let's pop that there. Nearly done. Crafting along, see, that's good. And I have cheated because this is a separate desk. This isn't actually my desk. My desk is off to the left of here. And actually what I've done is I've stacked all of my projects on that desk. So it is actually clear. There was no crafting on it before. So let's look. So I'm nearly all covered over. I'm just going to put that last little bit there. So you should be able to see. Okay, and so now you'll kind of see why I've put it on my silicone mat, because the glue, the overflow glue is there. So I'm going to try and find my scissors. Ooh. Yeah. Don't cry, these are my ribbon scissors, but it's okay because I need a really long straight edge to cut this along, and I will clean them when I've finished. So what you're going to do is you're just trimming off all the extra bits. Now all of those extra bits will work for another card, so you can just make a mosaic with it as you go. Right, so let's just, ooh, one more. Okay, right, so I'm just going to get rid of all of that rubbish out of the way. Okay, so there you go. So that is the finished card front, really. What I'm going to do is layer it onto the Tranquil Tide layer. And so that's going to go on there like that. Then it's going to go onto the Night of Navy layer. The right way up for preference. Okay. Then what we're going to do is you've got an inside layer, and I always put things on the inside of all of my cards. I always put a white or a vanilla layer because nearly every single card that I do is a coloured layer, coloured card base. So I'm just going to get some more stamps. And that one. Okay. So let's turn that over. Pop that one down there like that. And then the Night of Navy. How are we doing? Are you keeping up? I'm trying not to go really quickly, but it's kind of strange because obviously I don't know where you're at, and when we're crafting together at team training, normally I can see where you're at. So I'm just hoping that I'm not going crazily quick. But I have got a smudge there, look. Honestly. It's a good job I'm with friends. So, let's put a few more spots there. And nobody will notice. And a few more there. And that will all be fine. Okay, so I'm just going to put that bit there. So Tombow on the inside layer, like so. Okay, and then on my original card you'll see I have buttons. I am not going to tie the linen thread on the buttons tonight, but you can put one on or you can put all three on. It's kind of up to you. But tying knots on camera is not going to happen. But it's really important that you don't have a naked envelope. So you have a matching envelope. So I'm going to put lots of blue dots here in this corner and in this corner. And the no naked envelopes is basically because when it falls through the letterbox, someone's going to pick it up and think, oh, that's an exciting post. I'm really happy that that has arrived. Okay, so that is your finished card and your finished envelope. One question I always get asked is about sticking buttons onto the card. I always use our glue dots because they're really strong. The bigger button I might put 2 glue dots on, but you can put on as many as you want. That's up to you. Oh, what's the cloth? Hannah's asking what is the cloth called that I am cleaning my stamps with. It's called an absorber. Actually, it might actually have, no, it doesn't have the logo on it. It's called an absorber. You can buy them from a company. If you put in the absorber cloth, you can buy them from a company in the UK or you can buy them from Amazon. They're designed to kind of wipe down cars and things. I use it on my stamps and for cleaning me up. And I'm training my customers to use it as well instead of wet wipes. It works fabulously on the photopolymer because there's no fibres on it and it doesn't get any fluffy bits on it. But I do tend to use it on most things, and you just keep it wet. So you don't use any chemicals on it. But to be fair, my red rubber stamps, I still use my scrub and my mist. But for quick cleanups like now, so that I'm just, getting them out of the way, I use my cloth. Okay, so that is card number 1. I am going to move on, once I've covered that ink pad over, to card number 2, which is the Rich Razzleberry card and the Melon Mambo card and the Daisy stuff. So, depending on whether you're crafting along with me right now or not, if you get that kit out, I will show you what is in the kit. Clean piece of blue paper, start again. Okay. I'm just moving things out of the way. So, this kit has got so many. Kate's saying she's a bit sticky. Yeah, I'm a bit sticky too, Kate. It's the joy of Tombow all over the place. So, there are a million stamps punched out bits in here. Jackie's asking what other punches you could use. Try it with whatever punches you've got, Jackie. It does actually work with circles. So I can show you here, look, with these. You can actually kind of layer them like that over. So So try that, or try ovals, or whatever punches you've got. Just have a play and see what you can do. Okay. So if you have got the Daisy Delight, you can actually stamp your daisy pieces. If you haven't, don't worry. Okay. So, because I'm going to show you the card in a second, but I'm just going to show you how you can actually stamp these. If you have yeah. So basically, that's the stamped image. To pop that on there like that. Kind of approximately in the right place. Fold your grid paper over. Give it a rub. Ta-da! So you can do it. It is possible. But if you haven't got it, I'm going to show you my original card that doesn't have it on. But I just wanted to show you. Obviously, it's best if you fold your grid paper over. There we go. Okay. There we go. Right. So, here's your card. And what I've actually done is I've used a crazy amount of punches on this card. You don't need this many punches, but I had them and I just thought it would be really nice to showcase all the different colours in the card. From the Designer Series paper. So this is the love paper from the Spring Summer catalogue, and it's got I think it's I want to say Pretty in Pink, but it's not Pretty in Pink. That's going back a long time. Where's my catalogue? This shows you see, I don't remember everything. I think things just fall out my ears. Right, so the pink colour is Powder Pink. It's the pink that was launched when those piggies were launched, and I call it Piggy Pink, but it's not. It's Powder Pink. So it's Powder Pink, you've got Melon Mambo, you've got Rich Razzleberry, and what I've used here, which is Calypso Coral. So here are all of your elements. So there are millions, okay? So your layer for the front of your card is this Melon Mambo, and you will have a variety of different patterns of paper. You've got different patterns, you can use different sides, different things. I'm going to put that way round. And there is a small matte layer designed to go on these cards. So you've just got to fiddle around with it until you can see that you've got this little gap in between them. Okay, and then stick them down. So what I tend to do is I put them where they need to be, and then put the first one down, leave its little gap, okay, and then put the next one down and the next one. So basically what you're doing is you're just leaving the same amount of gap all the way around. Rosie's saying she's still got Pretty in Pink cardstock. Pretty in Pink cardstock, or Pretty in Pink ink was one of my inks that traumatized me. I taught a card at a show. It was the Brighton show a long time ago, and I had this really crazy idea that making a card with chocolate chip and Pretty in Pink was a really good idea. And we lost 4 Pretty in Pink ink pads over the course of the show because people would go from chocolate chip onto the Pretty in Pink and we couldn't rescue it. Okay, so you're going to have these tiny little gaps, or you can butt them all up together, whatever you prefer. You've got your circles, so it goes rich raspberry, powder pink, and then the gold. So you're going to lay those all on top of one another. So that's that one, and that one. Okay. You should have somewhere. There we go. You should have a little jelly tot, otherwise known as a faceted gem. That's going to go in the centre of your powder pink circle. And I'm going to find my bone folder, which is here somewhere, and curl my daisies. Now you're going to have to be really careful with this. So I use my bone folder and my thumb and just really gently pull these round. So can you see I'm just giving this a little bit of a curve. Okay, so Lucy Ann, you're wanting the colours of the cardstock for the first card. Okay, so just to check, that's this one. So this bit is Night of Navy and Tranquil Tide and Very Vanilla. So that was what was in your kit. Okay, so just go really carefully, because what can happen is that you pull the petals off and then you have to start again. Okay, so I'm going to layer one daisy on top of the other and just offset the petals. Layer that piece on there, and then this piece is going on here. Ooh. Okay, so now I am going to do the stamping. So I've got Teeny Tiny Wishes here. Love Teeny Tiny Wishes. Happy birthday. I've given you 2 of the pink layers in case you're not that straight with your stamping on your first layer. Okay. Oh. So I thought I was going to have to run to my ink pads, but no, I don't need to because I did have it here. So let's see, is that on straight? No. Okay, so let's hope. Eek. Well, that's a bit rubbish. Let's try that again. Ooh. This is why I gave you extra bits. And that's not much better. Okay, let's go for third time lucky. I'm going to have to use one of these. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it the other way. No. Okay, so we'll use this one. Okay, what I want to show you is how I've got these layers. Now, what you can do is you can feed this back into your punch if you want to. But what I've found for my customers, it's much easier for them just to get some scissors and trim like that. And then they can do the same there and trim that one. Okay. Right, so then that is your small layer. And what I do then is just move it along a little bit. So then I can trim this gold layer. So I'm going to move that along like so. And then that is going to stick on there like that. I'm hoping that that is all going to make sense with those ends. Now you can, let me just give you another tip with this. To feed it back through the punch, actually, just hold on there. Let me get it out the drawer and I can show you. Ta-da. Okay, so what you can do is you can put it on a post-it note and then feed it back in. So what I'm actually doing is putting it on the post-it note, feeding it back in. I'll put it a bit further down, like this. And then you can line it up and then you can snip it. Okay, and the post-it note makes it easier for you to hold it. Okay, so where are we at? I'm going to cover my, no, I'm not going to cover my ink pad because I need that one. So, okay, Mel's saying that she's going to enjoy her glass of wine and curly whirly whilst watching and then replay and do the crafting when you can. I think that's a good plan, Mel. Okay. So, the inside of the card, I'm actually just going to use the daisy and stamp it and then move it and move it and move it. This is my favourite thing to do, this daisy stamp. And I'm going to do the same on the front. And I'm just going to find the centre piece. So how are we doing? Are you crafting? Are you nearly finished your second card? Where are we doing for time? Ooh, we're still on time. We're doing good. Okay, so there's my envelope. Okay, now Liz has got a top tip. And I will show you what Liz's top tip is in a second. I'm just going to stick this together first. So that's there. Oh, this is my front layer. Okay. So that's going to go on there like that. That's going to go on there like that, and that's going to go on there like that. And I'm just going to come back with the here's one I made earlier because I want to show you Liz's top tip. So what Liz has done is she stamped her words on the pink bit and then she's cut this in half and stuck that piece behind and that piece behind like that, and obviously it needs to be lined up properly and straight, which my fat fingers aren't going to do right now. And then she's tucked that one behind as well, so that works brilliantly for some of the longer greetings, particularly in Teeny Tiny Wishes. Okay, right, let's have a quick breather. I'm going to have a slurp of my tea. I'm not going to eat my curly whirly because it's going to stick my teeth together. What I want you to do now is get out your big pack of card. Now, for those of you that Jenny's just said that she's going to watch it later, in here, what we're actually going to do is we're going to just make a sample. We're not going to make the whole card for this one. And you've got more than enough cardstock to do that. So it would be a really good plan if you can get your scoreboard out and this out and you make this sample with me, and then you can do the rest later. Okay, but I'm just going to find another prize and another raffle ticket. So this time I have got the Eclectic Expressions, which is one of the celebration sets, and I love this set. It's really, really cool. And the raffle ticket that has come out of my magic pot is 197. So who has 197? I'm actually reading the right number out now. Right, whilst you go looking, I'm going to try and tidy up my desk. I'm not going to show you how bad it is, but it's bad. Okay, scoreboard. So does anybody have 197? Okay. Okay, so what I would like you to do is, in this kit, you've got some fresh florals paper. You've got some thicker no, it's not Love Story. Oh, I can't remember any of the names of the papers today. What is this one called? It is called Bundle of Love. So you're going to make your actual project using this one, but what I want you to do is I want us to practice on the cardstock and the fresh florals. Okay, so can you give me some thumbs up or something if you are kind of at the point at which we can start this project? And does anybody have 197? Yay, there's a few thumbs up. Okay, we're doing well. I can see Joe and Brenda and Michelle and Liz. Fabulous. Okay, Lynn says she's ready. Hooray. We're not doing very well on the live prize giving away, are we? Because nobody's here. Okay, right. Hannah's going, let's go. Okay, Hannah, let's go. Right, okay. Do you want to see the card first? If you're quick, Lavinia, run and get your scoreboard. Okay. Inches or centimetres? Chris, welcome to Amanda's world. We work in inches. And for all of you lovely, lovely people out there that prefer centimetres, I'm really sorry. But I work in inches, mostly. Okay, so we're going to start with the piece of cardstock. And the cardstock, you've got a colour, so everybody will have different colours. So it doesn't matter what your colour is, but you want a colour. And it should be 8 inches by 12 inches. That's important, so you need to check. And we're going to score it with the 8-inch piece at the top at 4 inches. And then we're going to turn it with the 12-inch piece at the top, and we're going to score it at 6 inches. So basically we've scored it in half that way and in half that way. Okay, so just in case you didn't have enough practice doing that, we're going to do it with the piece of Fresh Florals paper as well. So 4 inches, so you've got the 8-inch piece at the top and 6 inches. Okay, and then your scoreboard can go away. You need your bone folder. Isn't this a really pretty bone folder? Thank you, Joe. Right, so fold and burnish your folds on those score lines, on both of them. So, there we go. Okay. And then what you're going to do is take your scissors and you're going to cut one of these short score lines. So you're just going to cut that there. I'm going to do the same on this one as well. Okay. I'm hoping that you're all keeping up. Ooh. Right, I'm looking for my, double checking where all my pieces of paper are. Okay. I've just got one more piece of instructions that I need. Right, okay. So I'm going to show you with the cardstock piece first. What you're going to do, actually I'm not, sorry. Let's start with this one first. Where did I cut? Lynn's asking me where I cut. I cut on this short score line here. So that's the 8-inch piece at the top and it's scored down at 4 inches. And I've scored on the, I've cut on the 6-inch line to the centre. Okay. So what we're going to do is, if you can imagine, these are sections. So this is what 1, this is 2, this is 3, and this is 4. And what we're going to do is we're going to fold over here in section 1. And it actually doesn't matter how much you fold over. But what I will do is I will get my grid paper and I will tell you how much I've folded over. I've folded over about 2 inches. And then I'm folding over this bottom left-hand corner, no, bottom right-hand corner, more. So it'll be about 3 to 4 inches. And then I'm scoring that down. Okay. So that one's down and that one's up. Now what we're going to do is you're going to fold this section, which is number 3, underneath there. And then you're going to fold that piece over the top. Okay, so I'll just show you that bit again. So this is number 3, it's going underneath. And you're folding that piece over like that. And now what you're going to do is you're going to fold number 1 over here onto number 2, like that. And then you're going to fold this one over the top. Okay. And basically what this gives you is a pocketed card. Now you can put glue here and here, and here, and here, and then you can put it on a card front. Now the reason I've done this first is to show you, because doing it this way means that you've got the pattern is showing alternately, okay? But you have to then stick this onto a card front. I'm actually going to show you a different way of doing it. That means that you can actually make a card with it, but it won't have quite the same patterned effect, okay? Now I will write up the instructions, okay, and I'll explain it and I'll label the sections, but I'm going to show you again because it's almost exactly the same. So we're going to do it again with this green piece of card, okay? So you're going to fold down section 1 like this. You're going to fold up section 4. Now you're going to fold number 1 over number 2, number 4 over the top, and then number 3 is going to go around the back. So can you see how that will stand up as a card? Okay. So if I just show you again, so this is a patterned paper version of this one because it's just slightly easier for you to see, I think. So this, you've got your 2 different colours of pattern, but you can see here that you've got these 2 layers here. But if you do it so it's going on a card front, you'll see you've got alternates. So I'm hoping that that makes sense. I'm going to show you some other examples as well. So this one again is my 3 alternates, so that's the same as that one. This one is the same as this one, so it's actually making a card, and this works really well. Okay, now it's really important that you put a layer here as well because this is quite heavy, and I'm going to show you my finished example, and this is what I want you to do, and I want everybody to make their own card. This is why I didn't, I'll just put mine here for now and then I'll explain. I didn't say anything about stamps or ink or anything for this particular project because I want you all to make your own. And I'm sure that you'll all use different stamps and different things, and I'm really going to be excited to see that. And what I want you to do is upload the pictures into the group. So this is using the Bundle of Love paper. As you can see, I've put some of the very vanilla card that you've got in your pack, and I've made a layer here. And then what I've done is I've glued these sections here and not the top bits. Does that make sense? I'm hoping it does. And then I've made some little tags. So I've got a little bird tag to go with that. And then actually this little tag here, what I've actually done is this is actually to put money in. So I just made a little pocket. But you can, obviously you can put greetings in there or other things. Okay, so I'm being asked to repeat number 2 again, and I will do, but then there will be instructions in the group. What I'll do is I'll type them up. Okay, I'm going to just number these, so I'm hoping that that will help. So we've got, you've scored at 4, you've scored at 6, and then you've cut here. You're folding down on 1. I'm going to put the 1 there now because you can't see it. And you're folding up on 4. Then this one is going over there like that. This one is going over there like that. And then it stands up. I'm hoping that you've got that now. Now, a couple of hints and tips. If you're getting sort of lumpy bits and edges, it's to do with the folding and the cutting. So you might need to trim a little bit here and here. That will happen just so you get the flexibility. But that's why you've got lots of cardstock and patterned paper so that you can have a practice with. Okay, and I will be doing a video on my YouTube channel at some point as well. So I'm hoping that you'll be able to take it from there. But if you've got any more questions, then let me know. But what I want to do is actually move on to the last project because I am aware that I've got 4 minutes because I really wanted to finish at 9. So I'm going to try and speed along. Okay, so thank you, Hannah. I'm really pleased that you like that. I hope everyone else likes it too. So you're going to need your scoreboard again. Now this is the project that gave me a heart attack yesterday because I was just double checking all my kits and I realised that this particular project you had the wrong kits in, the wrong sizes of cardstock. So in the post today, you should have received 2 pieces of cardstock that are a whole ½ inch bigger than the pieces that were in your kit. So you need, to make your project, you need one of the bigger pieces and the smaller piece. But I sent you 2, and the reason for that is you will have a different colour in your kit. And that piece is too small as well. And I want us to make together this as a template first, and then you can make the final version in your own time. Okay. So, what I'm going to do is get the patterned, the paper out, and I will explain. Okay, so this first piece is 6½ inches by 4 1/4, and with the 6½ piece at the top, you're going to score at 2 inches and at 4 inches, and then this piece, the new piece that was sent to you, you're going to score at ½ inch and 4 inches, and then for 1 1/4 inches and 1 3/4 inches. Okay, so I'm just going to say them again for this one. So with the 4 1/2 at the top, you're going to score at ½ inch and 4, and then 1 1/4 and 1 3/4 inches. Okay, so that's all your scoring. Now, the patterned paper that you have in this kit is going to be stuck down onto these pieces, and it is easier to stick it down when it's flat than when it is assembled. So your larger piece of patterned paper is going to go on the larger section of this. So that's 2 inches, that's 2 inches, and that's 2.5 inches. So that's going to go there. And on this side, you are going to put these 2 pieces. Now, I'm going to show you the finished box and you'll understand why they need to go, one's going the right way up and one's going the other bit. Okay, so Lavinia and Mel are asking for the scoring again. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly tell you again. So on this larger piece, so this is the 6.5 by 4.25. You're scoring it at 2 inches and 4 inches. Okay, and then on this piece, you're scoring with the 4.5 bit at the top, 1/2 inch, 4 inches, and turn it around, 1.25 and 1.75. Again, I'll put the measurements in the group again. Okay, and then this piece is going to be stuck on here like so. Okay, so I am going to stick these down. Now, honestly, I don't want you to stick these down at the moment. I want you to make this with your scrap pieces. But so that you can actually see what I'm meaning, I'm actually going to stick them down. So, on the larger piece is on one side, and this is actually going to be folded over like this. So turn it round, and you're going to stick the one on this bottom piece, so it's the right way up. And then you're going to stick that one so it's upside down. And the reason for that is because when it's standing on its edge, like this, it will need to be the right way. So I'm hoping you'll be able to see that. So we're going to make a box for this. Well, this is going to be a box. So your 2 smallest score lines here, going to make a little tag in the centre. We've got that one and that one. And that's going to make a tag. Just fold your score lines. And then I'm going to put glue here on this little tag. And put that in. And then I'm going to put more glue on this one and tuck that around. So the little tag is being tucked in the middle. And obviously I've not done my scoring very well because I've got a little bit of extra stuff there, so I'm just going to trim that off. Okay, so again we're going to do exactly the same with this one. So a little bit of glue there. And then we're going to stick that piece underneath. Let me just get a bit more glue on there. Doing this a bit cack-handed, hang on. Right, so let's just see. So it will make a little box like that. Now this little box I have designed, and this is why I changed it around. I designed it so that it would fit Post-it notes. But I designed it so that it would also fit the new recognition cards that I've been sending out. So if you don't know about these, when you sell 600 CSV in a month, or you have a new team member join your team in a month, I send out these little recognition cards. And I thought it would be a really good idea for you to have somewhere to store them. So what I've actually done is designed this so it will actually fit. So they can sit on your desk and you can store them all up and then trade them in for some brand new product. So the way this is going to work is this little box, you need to put plenty of Tombow on it, on the back, is going to sit in the middle of here, like so. And obviously when you make yours, it will all be in matching cardstock. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your little punched out shape and cut into each little petal, and then you've got quite a few little jelly tots, otherwise known as faceted gems, and you can decorate it with as many as you want, but you definitely need one of the larger ones for the centre of this. Are you all right? It's all gone very quiet. I know you can't actually type and craft at the same time, but it's kind of all a bit eerie. I'm not seeing any messages. I hope you're still there. Okay, so putting my jelly tot on there, getting a dimensional, and popping that down. And then that will prevent this from pinging up. Where are my post-it notes? And it will stand there like that, concentrating. Yes, good. Okay, so that is kind of my sample, but here's one I made earlier. This is what yours is going to look like. So as you can see, you've got the larger piece of patterned paper here and your flower with your dimensional. Those two pieces don't have anything on them, but on this side you've got this piece facing that way, this piece facing that way, and then you've got your patterned piece there, and then obviously it's designed to put your post-it notes in and all your recognition cards. Now this is actually a really cool gift for a hostess if you're doing parties, but equally it would be a really good thing to do for your catalogue launch parties, because it doesn't use very much cardstock, and it's a really useful thing for your customers to make, to put post-it notes in, or you know, they can keep business cards in obviously as well. So that is your fourth and final project. So I'm just going to get them all out. So that's your 3D project. This is one of your cards. I'm going to try and find all the others now that I've thrown all over the place. Okay. Yep, that's your third one. Oh, and here's your fourth one. Oh, okay. Right, so I did see a message that was from Jackie, and she was asking about all the extra bits of patterned paper and things in the kit. So basically in this kit, I've just given you lots of extra bits so that you can make your tags with them or whatever else. That's up to you how you use that. Daphne, I'm really pleased that you love it. Sally's saying it's super cute. Hannah, so it's basically an easel card with a box on it. Yes, it is. So you can obviously make it bigger and put other stuff in it. But I want you to collect these and get lots of recognition cards and then trade them in for stamps. Okay, so I am 8 minutes over. I'm going to do one more prize, and what I am going to do is I've got another one of these lovely embossing folders. This is the Petal Pear. So I've got another raffle ticket here, and the number is 223. So I hope that somebody here is going to win, or somebody on Facebook or YouTube on the replay will actually see that and see if anyone else is going to claim it now. Ellie and Lynn, I'm really pleased that you're concentrating. So if you have any questions about any of the projects or the things that I've been talking about today, then leave me comments or email me, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you so much for joining me on this first online team training. I'm thrilled at how many of you have joined in, and I will talk to you all again very soon. So have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for joining me today. Bye.